Football Brownie, hope you're well, keeping safe, keeping each other safe and spreading the love during this pandemic. Because we all need a little bit of loving, guys, especially the Turkish people tonight. There you go. And here we go. We got the final ones coming. And yeah, before we go any further, please check the ticket bar below. Please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to Football Brownie. Remember, subscription is free, so if you haven't done it yet, then why haven't you done it yet? Okay, tonight is going to be the first of a daily football roundup show. We've only had one game on tonight, but it's going to be days, especially tomorrow, where we have 3 or maybe 2 games. So it's basically a Football Brownie version of Match of the Day, if I'm honest with you. And then as you know, every day I'm gonna mix up all the guests, so everyone has a go, and we'll take it from there. Now, okay, to my yeah, here we go. To my right is Gary, and underneath me, Sam, and then hang on, there you go. It's Stephen. Stephen in the bottom. He's wearing his Greek top. I think it's just to wind up the Turks. I think, Steve. Yeah.
You know what? I mean, I don't. That's not my intention. It's just more because I don't have an Italian football shirt. And you know, sadly, Greece are not at Euro 2020. We were too rubbish to qualify. But hey, I got to represent, you know.
Yeah, no worries. And well, how about you? Okay, it kicked off. I mean, you know, I'll go last. But guys, what do you think of the opening game?
I think it went the way.
Anyone can go first. I'll go last.
I guess I'll start. I guess I think it went the way we expected. I think. Everybody initially, I was thinking probably it was going to be a draw just because those first games, everybody's a little bit tense, but it looked like Turkey wasn't going to threaten them at all. I mean, it seemed like a matter of time before Italy was going to wear them down and actually get a goal in there. And you could just see that goal happening when he puts the cross in there and there's nothing but red shirts. And it just bounces off one of them and goes in. They had a couple of maybe VAR decisions that didn't go their way, right, in the first half. So I think eventually it kind of worked out the way it was supposed to. Turkey had opportunities getting the ball into the third. They just had they got nothing out of it, right? Nothing out of it. So it kind of came back to haunt them eventually because they just essentially once that first goal went in, I think that was it, heads down a little bit. And you saw a lot of yellow cards after that, right? I mean, I think Italy might have made it through the game, but I don't know if they're going to have a lot of bumps and bruises going into the next one. So we'll see who makes it into that next match. Because I think that one where the guy got hit in the air came down a little gingery on that leg. That might be an issue for him. So, but yeah. So I think it kind of went the way expected, at least the first half. But then Italy just showed why they could be a surprise this tournament. Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah, the Italians for me were absolutely imperious. Like first half, they struggled a little bit. You could tell the Turks were putting 11 men behind the ball, as was said, and the Italians were forced to try shoot from outside the box, and they were having half chances, and they had a decent chance that was well saved by the Turkish goalkeeper. And then second half, once it hit the 60th minute, the Turks tired, man. Like, and Italy got their first goal from pressure. It was an own goal from Demiral, who chested it into his own net. And like Gary said, after that, Italy just looked fantastic. They outplayed the Turks completely, 3-0. And yeah, it was a well. And I was surprised. I actually expected Turkey to show up a little bit more with all of the hype around Turkey. You know, they beat France a couple years ago. They beat Holland 4-2. You know, I expected Turkey to put up more of a fight, but yeah, it doesn't seem like they're up for it this tournament. It's only the first game though.
Sam?
Forza Italia, it's a spicy meatball. I mean, I'll tell you what, the Italians, they look good, don't they? They really do.
Yeah.
I mean, both Steve and Gary make very valid points. I said a few of the things I wanted to say myself. I'm a bit disappointed with Turkey because I thought Turkey would be a lot better. I thought they would show much more of a fight. put on a better performance, but they just looked. I don't know if they looked scared. I don't think they were scared. They just looked like they
looked defeated before kickoff started.
They just didn't look ready. They just didn't look ready, you know. They really didn't, you know. And they were just defending, and they couldn't really get get much of an attack going. And they were just really struggling. And Italy looked really good. I mean, Mancini's got that team playing. I mean, 28 games now without defeat. I mean, they haven't been beat yet under Mancini. And that front three, I said it before the game. I said the front three, if they start clicking, you've got Insigne, you've got Immobile, and you've got Berardi. If those three guys, are clicking, it's going to be really tough for the Turks, and it's going to be. I mean, Italy can really get a lot out of those in this tournament, and all three of them delivered.
Sam, is the answer to your question?
29 games. Okay, sorry, I thought it was 28, 29. Okay, 29 games. Anyway, still very good. And so the front three delivered, didn't they? And all three goals. But Berardi on the first one with his cross that got, as Steve said, was an own goal, and then it was Immobile on the rebound. He put it in, and then the third goal was that lovely finish by Insigne, wasn't it? So all three of them, and they're going to be really good this tournament. Really good. I think the midfield looks good as well. They've got a strong defense. You got Donnarumma in goal. I mean, Italy could be an outside shout for this tournament. They could, but based on that performance. But we'll see how they go.
That's fair enough. And as Russ said, Turkey got stuffed.
It's not even Christmas. It's not even Christmas.
Right. Going from a Welsh perspective, Wales are also in this group. And before the kick-off, I really wanted this to happen. I wanted Italy to actually batter Turkey. I want Italy to run away with a group, and let's have a straight fight between us, Switzerland, and Turkey for second place, or hopefully one of the best third position to go through. I really, very much like yourselves, before today, I was hearing more and more people gas up Turkey. Oh, they could be a dark horse. And I'm thinking, hang on, I haven't seen this. I don't know what you're talking about, because I haven't seen anything like this. No. And today just proves what I thought. There's this Welsh team, I don't want to gas them up. They are what they are. They can't turn them over because they play as a team. They turned over Czech Republic the other week in the World Cup qualifiers. It can happen. But there's no difference between Wales, Switzerland and Turkey in my book. And with a 3-0 drubbing, I'm sure Switzerland and Wales are now thinking, right, even if we lose to Turkey, as long as we don't concede 3 goals, that's basically a point over Turkey now for us in getting through. Also as well, I don't know if you guys remember 2016. I know it is Wales and England was in our group as well. But this Turkey team remind me of the Russia team back then. Is that before the tournament, people were gassing them up, Russia. They could finish top, they could finish second. They got absolutely annihilated throughout the group and finished last.
Yeah.
Think about regarding Italy. I see Emma Hunter said on her Twitter about 20-30 minutes ago. Italy must want to play away in Rome far more during this tournament. Because they were playing in white in Rome and were elite. Legally they were playing away. All their 3 games are in Rome. All 3 games are in Rome.
Massive for them. That's huge.
That must be an absolute massive benefit to them. Whereas Wales's games, you got 2 in Azerbaijan and 1 in Rome. Yeah. You know what I mean? UEFA really look after the fans, don't they? In all fairness. But anyway, let's go back into the comments. Let's see what. Right, there you go. Now this is my fear. Russ says, Xhaka will get Switzerland into second. He's amazing. I tell you what, and Gary, you know, you picked this up on what I said yesterday, right? If you think of it in Xhaka's mind now, he's finally left Arsenal, where all the fans hate him, right? Absolutely hate him. So it's like a ton of bricks off his shoulder. Now, days later, he's going to be playing in the Euros against Wales. I'm telling you something. Just Wales' luck over the years, right? Xhaka will hit an 80-yarder bloody shot, and he'll go in the top six. I'm telling you. I can.
He'll also play against Italy, and some of those players will be his future teammates when he goes to Roma.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
There's that too.
But you three like Arsenal. I tell you what, it'd be interesting to see Ramsey against Xhaka tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Actually, that would be a good battle in the middle. But I mean, Xhaka's a captain for Switzerland, isn't he? He normally shows up a bit when he plays for Switzerland. He hasn't had too bad of a season for Arsenal. That's the thing. You know, he hasn't had too bad of a season. He's not at the level we would like him to be. You know, we do want a better midfielder than him. You know, and he has this season. He's been quite decent, to be honest. I mean, you have to be honest about that. Even though, you know, previous seasons he hasn't. There's a lot of faults in him. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he does for Switzerland. And now, like you say, Brownie, I think it's a good point. He's probably got some weight off his shoulders now. He feels like he can, you know, he probably feels like he can, you know, give 100% and, you know, not worry about anything. And yeah, just give it all, I suppose. And it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
I hope Ramsey nutmegs him about 3 or 4 times, I tell you. Make him look like a right donkey, you know?
I tell you what, though, this is a tournament for Ramsey to turn up in, because Juventus are looking to offload him, aren't they? So if he has a good tournament, that's that shot window right there for him, and he's good. I mean, the Premier League clubs have been sniffing around for him. It's interesting where he's going to go over the summer.
Yeah, but you don't, Steve. Honestly, you don't want to start me off on Ramsey. You don't want to start me off on my mate Ramsey down from Caerphilly. Now, basically, let's get one thing right. Yes, Juventus want to get rid of him. No problem at all. However, put yourself in Ramsey's shoes. You got one season left on his 400,000 a week contract at Juventus.
$400,000 a week.
I know. Yeah. Now, do you sit out one more year on that, and then you can go as a free agent, which would then give you loads of bags of money, you know, because you're a free agent again.
Probably. Yeah. And you're in Italy as well. Nice place to be.
Yeah.
Or you go to Juventus. Oh yeah, Juventus. No worries. You don't want me, so I'll go, and I won't have the free agent bags of money, and I'll probably have to take a pay cut. It doesn't make sense. No,
true. It's true. I mean, footballers are a lot more about money now, aren't they, than they used to be? So yeah, you're probably right. You probably will just hang around for the money and, you know, just wait until next season and next summer and see what happens. Yeah, but it's a shame for him, really, though, because he should be playing more regularly, and he probably, you know, should be playing, you know, for a different team, really. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he's injury prone, isn't he? Sorry, guy. Go on.
Oh, yeah, you can keep going. Yeah, and I was just gonna say that, you know, I think the money, like everybody said, the money's kind of tainted the game a little bit, and this is a situation where a player who's probably wanted elsewhere won't be able to go, because nobody's gonna want to pay that or pay any of the fees that would take to bring him in. So, like you said, he's just gonna sit there and waste away for another year, and be worse off when he does get out. Even if he does get the money, he's probably not going to, you know, he'll probably break down sooner than later, right? So he's been doing that all, you know, at least as far as I know, you know, for many years now. He's just been breaking down every time. So nothing's going to change there. So that's the negative part of the game. But yeah, I mean, he's got a chance to show up, you know, to show up Xhaka, and, you know, he can do it. You know, I don't.
Oh yeah.
Can he do it for 90 minutes? Probably not. But, you know, he'll you know, he might make him look silly for a little while, but then, you know, he'll break down, or Xhaka might, you know, leave a leg in there. You know.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
So, you know, it could go both ways there, but it should be a good match. I think. You know, when he takes off that red shirt and he puts on the white and red shirt, I think he plays a lot better. I mean, because like you said, the weight is off his shoulder. The fans aren't against him. You know,
Yeah.
he's the captain there, so of course he carries a lot more weight there than he does at Arsenal. Even though he has leadership here, or he had leadership with Arsenal. But yeah, I think this is probably going to make it a lot easier to play those matches now, if that all if it does go through, and we assume it will, right? It's not been final yet, but yeah, he should have fun. He always did though. I always felt like he played much looser there when he played with for his country.
I know, but also as well, you can't take away the fact that he's playing with better. It's kind of like the phrase "big fish in a small pond" when it comes to Switzerland. You know, he is the big man of a Swiss team, whereas when he plays for Arsenal, he is one of the lesser players. Let's be honest, in a lot of the eyes of the fans. You know.
Yeah.
So, and also Azerbaijan. Any of you been to Baku? I'd love to go to Baku.
No, I've never been to Baku now.
Never come
weather
close.
conditions must pay an absolute. We've got to be playing into Turkey's hands, because Turkey are also playing Wales and Switzerland in Baku as well.
The Turkish have a good relationship with the Azerbaijanis, and they'll be cheering on Turkey, so they'll be like a home ground for them.
Apparently so. Yeah, I've heard that. But in all fairness, 2,000 Welsh fans have made the trip, and doing a COVID kind of that's a good turnout, even if with the COVID kind of Right, we got Clive. Brentford Clive is in the chat. Hi lads, proud to see. Now, Steve, do you want to try that? A guy with a speech impairment can no way pronounce that.
I heard the commentator say it. Oh God! I mean, I can barely pronounce Greek names, and they're as long as hell. So I'm not going to try. I'll give the commentator this on BBC. He did a good job pronouncing it, but I'm not going to say it. But yeah, fair play to going up with Brentford.
All right.
Brentford
Ali. Let's call him Ali or Ali. Let's just call him Ali. Come on for Turkey, making the first ever Brentford player to play in the Euros. Good on Brentford. I really hope they stay up. They deserved a promotion, and I really do hope it. Right, Cheddars. We all know Cheddars.
Big up
How
Cheddars.
the Illuminati hasn't taken him away yet? I've never
Yeah,
known, but...
I thought they'd kidnapped him and injected him with a vaccine ages ago.
He says you likely need one win and a good goal difference. Yeah, I agree. I did think that Wales would draw with Turkey and Switzerland, but I'm looking at more like he'll beat Turkey and maybe draw with Switzerland tomorrow, giving them 4 points. Probably enough then. Sorry. Right. And Sanderman, I'm at work and it is shit. Well, cheers, Stan, we're giving you good quality content here, and this is the bloody response we get.
I will say
But
this
anyway,
though. I mean, if you recall, Portugal got through their group at Euro 2016 without winning a game. They drew all 3 games, so
yeah.
If you're going to play there, anything's possible.
Wasn't there a team? Was it Portugal? There was a team, either one of the recent, not the most recent, but one of the World Cups or the Euros. They got through without scoring a goal, wasn't it? They got through without scoring a goal. I think they got 3 draws or something, or 2. They had 2 draws and a loss, and they got through, I think, with the 2 points without scoring a goal or something. Didn't that happen? I'm pretty sure that happened.
I think it did.
Maybe it sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's incredible. They got through without scoring a bloody goal. I can't remember which team it was, but yeah, just reminds me what you said there with Portugal going through without doing much.
Yeah, and then they went and won the thing.
Exactly.
Well, they shouldn't have beat Wales in the semis. I mean, Wales had Ramsey out and they had the centre half out, or I can't remember now.
That was the first game they won in the knockout stages in 90 minutes, because the first 2 games I think they won on penalties or something. They won it.
Look at Stato by you. Jesus.
Yeah, I remember that one well. Well, Fernando Santos, the manager of Portugal, he managed Greece before that, and he did all right with us. He took us to the knockout stages of Euro 2012 and 2014 World Cup. So I remember him fondly. He's a good manager.
Yeah.
I watched before I come back. I watched that Spain and Portugal friendly, and
It was
honestly,
Portugal. Cheddar said it was Portugal. Yeah, it was Portugal. They went through the
okay.
group stages without they didn't score a goal. Yeah.
There you go. Rush says the same thing. Yeah. And Steve, as per usual, Steve says Wales won't win a game. But I mean, I watched that Spain-Portugal game. I know it's friendlies. You shouldn't really look at friendlies, but Spain looked very, very tough for us up front. I don't know what you were thinking with Spain, and because Portugal, if Spain had someone good up front, they would have put 4 or 5 on Portugal during that game. I can't see why people are gassing Portugal up either.
Spain can be hot cold on their day. I mean, Greece have them in their
that's
World
right.
Cup
Yeah, the
qualifying
qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers.
We got a draw against them by scoring a penalty, which was our only shot of the game. So they're capable. They're capable of not putting away their chances. The Spanish, but they have a decent team. But I think someone said it right on a podcast I was listening to recently. It's because of how good the last generation was. This generation sort of gets underrated a bit. They're a talented team. It's just not anywhere near the level of that World Cup winning, like double Euro winning Spanish team.
Yeah.
Like, nowhere near.
Well, they had Fabregas on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. Iniesta, and Xavi in the middle, Fabregas on the bench. I mean, that's how good that midfield was. I mean, yeah. What a team that was. That was an incredible team.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. Unfortunately, they were the first real team in a final of a tournament to bring out this false number 9, which is I hate that kind of formation. And it's rumours that Wales are going to play it, and
I'm going to put Bale in the hole.
You always need a point, a striker up front, to focus on. And when he's not there, I'm like, this is proper Arteta bloody tactics, isn't it? I'm thinking.
Well, that's the downside to it, I guess, because if you have your defenders just literally playing so high up the pitch that the centre forward can't run high up enough to be in the position where a striker should be, then there's the issue. But I guess the reason why you get people like Guardiola doing it is because then theoretically the defenders have no one to mark, and that confuses them, and that's why it works to a certain extent, but then sometimes it doesn't work. So I agree with you.
It's like the Welsh manager is thinking, right, if we double up on Xhaka, we may be able to beat Switzerland. You know what I mean? I'm like, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? So, okay, who's your favourites? Why are they favourites? Gary, you go first.
My favourites? Well, I guess the easy one is France. I just think they're pretty strong. They're really strong. I mean, I've heard, so it was France. I actually think, I think Portugal could actually surprise some if they don't get in their way. Meaning, if they don't rely on Ronaldo, they'll play a lot better game. And from the last game that I saw, I forgot who they played, but it looked like they were trying to focus on him too much as a team. And as soon as he came off, you could see the game kind of it seemed to me anyways, that it opened up a little bit better because they do have quality players, and if they coached them just like they were all kind of equals to some degree, they would probably surprise a lot of teams out there. But if they kind of want to lean on Ronaldo, I think they might get punished for it because he's not the same guy. He might surprise some. I heard today some people think, you know what, Germany, you don't want to bet against Germany. So, no matter what, Germany always has something they can surprise you. So I think that's another one we have to look out for. So I think those
Sam? Sorry, guy.
No, I hesitated.
I do apologize.
No, that's good. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're looking at the strongest 11 that each team can put out and the way they play together, it's difficult because there are 3 or 4 really solid teams there in the Euros now. But I would say maybe in theory, yeah, France are the slight favourites just because that first 11 is really, really good. When you see that first 11 they can put out there, it's pretty amazing. The front 3 and, the defence. And, I mean, yeah, they've got a good midfield as well. Their only weak point is a goalie, really. Laurie, who used to be good a few seasons ago. He's not great now. But, yeah, I think he's about the only weak point in that team. Germans, you can never, ever discount the Germans because they are a machine. The way that they always play well together, they've still got a good team. They haven't quite got the team they had a few years ago, but they've still got a good team. Italy, I think, impressed me today because I think Italy they do have a good team and they play well together. I think Italy are showing that they could be, they could be in with a shout. It'd be interesting to see Portugal. I don't really think Portugal are gonna do it. Just because I don't think they just don't have the same level as these other teams I've just been talking about. England, in theory, I think England's got a very good first 11 as well in terms of what they can do, the ability. But unfortunately, they got a mug of a manager who he's got the tactical sense of a fucking squirrel. So there's just no way. There's just no way he's going to get that team to play. He plays left side, he plays on the right, he plays attacking players in midfield players. God knows, no one knows what he's doing, Southgate. He's no idea what he's doing. Unfortunately, if you had a good manager, I think England could be in with a decent shout as well because they are a good team. But for me, I would say France are favourites. I would actually put Italy just behind them. I think it's between France and Italy for me if I'm looking at it right now. But we have to see how each team plays. We have to see. I think it's better to come back after we've seen the first round of games.
Steve?
Yeah, I'm going to be super duper boring and say France as well. Just maybe 6 months ago I was a bit hesitant, but then ever since Benzema's come back into the fold, they've just looked a different team. Benzema's really taken them up another level, and they look really, really good in attack. So for me, the favourites are France. I would love to be proved wrong and have someone different win it. I would love Belgium to win it, but I think it's a step too far. I think that generation of players probably should have won something, maybe the last tournament or the tournament before that. Still talented team, but I think it's a step too far. Love to be proved wrong. And even before this tournament, I was saying I want Italy to win just because I see them as dark horses. And look, Turkey were bad today, but also Italy were fantastic. So I would have Italy as my dark horses. And I'm from the UK. If England do well, I'll be happy. If they win, I'll never hear the end of it. So
I know what you mean there.
Yeah. So I think I'll go with France. I'll be boring and say France.
Yeah, man. I think Italy could surprise a lot. Like I said, they got a lot of old players still that they need to lean on, and that could come back and haunt them, right? So especially in these type of a tournament where you're gonna be playing, once or twice a week, depending on how it goes. So yeah, like I said, those 2 yellow cards that I saw at the end of the match, I kind of felt like those were like warning shots as to why they might have a problem, but we'll see.
We're talking about you look at the Italian front 3 today, who are very good, but that French front 3, if they click, I mean that's going to be frightening. I mean you got Benzema, Mbappe, and Griezmann, and behind them you've got players like Verratti, and you've got Kante, you got Pogba. And you got defensive like Kimpembe and Varane, Pavard. Yeah. I mean Hernandez. I mean it's the team is just mouth-watering in the first 11. It really is.
I forgot.
Conte does is win player of the tournament, right? That's all he does. He just so if he continues down that road, then it's still gonna be fine.
Steve, I forgot. Cheddars is a fellow Greek.
Yeah, I remember last time. Cheddars. I was 7 when Greece won Euro 2004, and when it was the day of the final and the evening of the final, I was a bit too young to remember it. And then my dad didn't make me stay down and watch. He sent me to bed early because it was past my bedtime. So my dad watched the Greece win. So I never witnessed it there and then. But I hear so many stories about how, you know, all the Greeks from Southgate and like North London all celebrated. It was like partying in the streets and the whole of the everywhere that was Greek celebrated. It was amazing. So I wish I'd been there, but. I mean, this is a 2004 shirt, so that's close enough.
No. I thought it was going to the last Euros. I thought it was going to play out something similar when Wales got to the semis. I was adamant they were going to win it. As per usual with my betting, it was a waste of frigging money. But I did have them like 125 to 1 for Wales to win the whole competition. And anyway. I tell you what, I'm not happy with you lot. The reason I'm not happy, none of you, no people in the chat, have ever said they fancy Wales winning it, you bastards.
Wales is in this thing? I didn't even know they were in. I thought you guys were talking about some other tournament, not this one. They let you. How much did it cost to get in? How much did you have to...
Hey, it was a few brown envelopes, guys. A few brown envelopes. We had a community collection to get people going. I personally, I agree. I agree. You can't really look past France at the moment. However, there are rumours that there's a bit of turmoil already inside the French dressing room, especially between Giroud and Mbappe. Giroud was a bit outspoken in recent French media. Mbappe have taken it personally, and apparently Didier Deschamps have already had words with both of them. So we all know what French are like during these tournaments, and Spain. Before a few days ago, I would have thought, you know what, they are toughless up front, but Spain are the type of team, take a lot to get the ball off them, with their style. But unfortunately, the Spanish Federation, being a Spanish Federation, I don't know if you guys remember the last World Cup where they sacked the manager a day before the tournament was meant to start. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, they didn't think, well, hang on, maybe we should vaccinate the players before we send them to the Euros.
And now it's been a
COVID
outbreak.
COVID has now gone through the Spanish poxy camp. I don't like it.
It's amateur hour, isn't it? It really is. It's amateur hour, yeah.
It is. It's like football with Brownie FC. So Busquets have had it. Llorente has had it. Now, Llorente's had a negative, as far as I'm aware now. But, yeah, it's only now they have the vaccines, which backs my point from, no one in Spain has had it. I've come back over and they're like, 30% of people in Spain has had it. That means 3 people in every 10 I should know have had the vaccine. I do not know one. It's absolute nonsense. And not even full-time professional footballers who play for the Spanish national team, they haven't even had it either.
Yeah.
So it's typical. Viva España.
Viva España. Mañana.
Everything's mañana. Okay, now. Right. What Cheddar say? I went to Southgate. What did he say? I went to Southgate. I was a fat kid with his t-shirt off. I would have been a meme. What? Would
have been a meme.
Have you had any drinks, Cheddars?
He went to Southgate in London to celebrate when Greece won. That's what he's talking about.
That's what he's talking about. Go Southgate then.
No.
Southgate is Greek Cypriot Central, man.
Right. I thought it was guys. What? You went to Gareth Southgate?
As a fat naked kid. What's going on?
I don't think he needs to say that out loud. Just keep that to yourself. Actually, do you need some help? I got a phone number. Just a second.
Go Lemon said I had Wales smashing France 5-0 in a friendly in a final. Were you playing Sabutio or something? Go Lemon.
When was the last time Wales scored 5 goals? That's a good quiz question.
I'll have a look. Hang on. I'll have a look.
Yeah.
Go on, have a look.
And
I know it beat England.
How many matches did it take to get 5 goals? Might be the big question. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be saying that about your team.
They did beat England 4-1 before. Randy is in the house as well. Randy's been Randy.
Big up,
What does he
Randy.
say?
Randy
I can't look past that.
No,
there you go.
can't look past me.
Wales wouldn't even win the wooden spoon. I know. Well,
It's got a point. It's got a point.
Well, after Turkey today, I'd be really pissed off if we finish below Turkey. I'd be honest with you.
I bet Turkey beat Wales 3-0.
Oh, can you imagine? How much? Randy says France won't win, they'll choke. I think they will. But also we have to bring this in now, is that normally on tournaments the winners start slowly. So is it a case of Italy overconfident after the first game? You know, and you mentioned yellow cards and injuries, possible injuries, and so on.
You've got to see, haven't we? That's the thing. We've got to see what happens. Yeah.
Will they be staying in Rome if they win the group? Will they be staying in Rome if anyone knows?
Because it's set, isn't it? You know, if depending on how they go through, but the second round games and the quarterfinals and the rest of the games are set in, each stadium they're going to be in. So I think it'll be a matter of luck if they got to Rome, to be honest. I think it'll be a matter of luck for them.
Yeah, because Italy and Rome and Italy outside of Rome are completely different.
Yeah. They're still good though. It's still a good team, but we'll see. We've got to see how the other teams play as well. We've still got to see France. We've still got to see Spain. We've still got to see England. There's still a few teams we've got to see.
You know what? I don't believe they play any more games in Rome, at least not in the next round, based on what I'm seeing here.
Okay.
They play Amsterdam.
I don't like this kind of.
Yeah.
Stan says, I really want to watch England Scotland, but I'd be working. I tell you what, Stan. Tell you what, my friend. England Scotland is actually on my birthday. Ooh. So it is my birthday next Friday. So I come on Scotland, I think.
Come on, Scotland, you bastard. Bloody hell, you bastard.
But, well, Germany, you are right, regarding Germany, I mean, I remember
they're always a machine. They're always there or thereabouts. They're always in the semi-final.
They're like a German car news. They're like a German car. Sometimes, if you always have a German car, you think, oh, maybe I should have a non-German car. You go to the non-German car, and the car's fucked within a year. Yeah, and then so you go back, and you say, you look at the German flag or the German car logo, and you think, why? Thank you for proper BMW or an Audi, and then all of a sudden you go to a Skoda. You think it's a good idea to go to a Skoda, and it's absolutely not.
No, Germans are always there or thereabout, aren't they? I mean, they've still got a good team, even though some of them are a bit older now. Muller's still banging in goals. He's still banging in goals. You got Hummels is still playing. I think maybe not quite as good as he used to be, but they're still a good team.
Neuer as well, still in there.
Neuer still playing well, and you got you got Gnabry. He's doing really well. You got Cruz is a great midfielder. You've got, I mean, they've got enough players. They've got Gundogan, who had a fantastic season, for City. They've got good players. They've got good players.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that I always say when I think about teams and the structure of the teams is that Germany always has it right. They always have the new young players coming in, and they always have the old stars going out. Like, what is it, 10, 20 years ago? Not 10, I guess 10 plus years ago, it was Muller was the young one on the team, right? Playing with some of those older players, Zidane and whatnot, when they would come, on their way out. And you're like, not Zidane.
I remember, when Germany sent their, I mean, it was like peak Germany. They just won the World Cup, and then they sent their team to the last ever Confederations Cup. And it wasn't even their first team; it was like their B team. And their B team absolutely wiped the floor with the competition, just comfortably won. Like, and that wasn't even like their strongest 11 they could have put out. It was ridiculous.
They had a fantastic squad back then. I remember. They had a really good squad. Really good squad. Yeah.
That's the thing with international football. That's a mad difference between international. You can't go buying and selling players at international football. You have to make sure the production line comes bringing younger players who can achieve the same kind of standard. Otherwise your national team could go down, could go backward for the next 10, 20 years, really.
Yeah, that doesn't sound familiar at all. I haven't seen Greece do that for the last 8 years. I've not witnessed embarrassment or not.
Well, to be honest, I mean, we spoke about it before, Stephen, because you mentioned that. Sometimes when you bring a kind of a well-named manager into a national team, they just want success here and now. So they bring in the older professionals without even thinking about the next 5-10 years. Whereas with Wales, it was John Toshak. John Toshak come in, everyone was slating him because he got rid of the likes of Robbie Savage and everyone else, and he brought in Ramsey, who was still at Cardiff. He brought in Gareth Bale, who was playing left back at Southampton Reserves. And look at them now, because they've gone through that type of progression together as a team. And that's where like Portugal even come from, and like Germany, it's.
I want to ask Steve. With Greece, who's your current centre back pairing? The first pairing.
Don't get me started. So currently it's Yorgos Savelas, who plays in Turkey, and we have Kyriakos Papadopoulos, who was at Schalke and then Hamburg, and now he plays in the Croatian First Division with, I think it was Lokomotiv Zagreb, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Okay. So Socrates is not in the first pairing. Former Arsenal.
No. Socrates, Manolas, and Siovas, our three best centre backs, are not in the Greek national team currently.
What about Mavropanos?
Mavropanos he played recently in the win against Norway in the friendly. He looked pretty decent. He's been looking good for Stuttgart as well. It's a shame that Arsenal have been using him, and a lot of Arsenal fans have been crying out for him to come back. But
because he's done well for Stuttgart. But before he went to Stuttgart, when Arsenal had him, he was okay. He was still young and a bit more raw, but he wasn't very good. I mean, the couple of games I saw him play, he wasn't good. So he did need to go out on loan, and we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Well, he came from a very middling to lower mid-table Greek side who are
1 minute. Go on.
No.
Yeah, he came from Greek side. Yeah.
Yeah. And there were nothing special, and like he was linked with Olympiacos, and then Arsenal I think bought him for like $3 million, like one of Wenger's last ever signings, and he just needed to play it up at a level, because unless you play at the likes of Olympiacos, more or less, because they play in Europe, there's a higher standard, a higher level you can play at to develop better. But hopefully he either comes back and Arteta gives him a chance, or he goes back to the Bundesliga where he'll get game time.
Yeah, no, just looking at the what we got at Arsenal at the moment, and they're looking at bringing in another centre back, apparently. But yeah, I mean, we've already got We've got enough already, haven't we, Gary? I mean, we've got
Saliba coming back.
We've got Saliba. We're bringing back from loan now, and we've already got Holding, Chambers, Murray, Gabriel.
We've got Cedric, Suarez
we're stuck
as well.
in certain areas, and we're still looking for players to fill those areas. It makes no sense. No business sense, no football sense.
No, there's other positions we need more. We need a right back. We need a central midfielder to pair Partey.
I can't believe it. When Buendia was announced for Villa, I couldn't believe it. I thought you guys would get him, but
I don't know what the hell's happened there. I really don't know what's going on there.
You see, the Euros are going on now, so you know what? It's all done. They got to go vacation, and when the Euros were done, then it's going to be the Olympics. And then when the Olympics are done, then it's so then everything is just
typical of you lot. I just go to the kitchen for 2 minutes. I'm coming back. You lot are talking freaking Arsenal. Okay, now.
You thought you said you wanted to talk about Arsenal. You are a fan. I know it. Which pair of Arsenal underwear do you have on today?
Exactly. Exactly. You know you do.
Hey, I tell you what. I did have. I know Sam knows about it. I did have. I was doing a watch along earlier on. I did have a tweet from the Czech ambassador asking me if I fancy going to the embassy in a couple of weeks' time. Well, next week he's hosting the Czech team. So, so maybe I should ask him to put a word in for Arteta to get Souček and Kufal.
Yeah, I was just going to say. I know you got a man crush on Souček. I know you got.
I really have.
He's a good player. He is. I like him. I like him a lot.
I think he could do something against England. You see, something tells me he could hold England at the moment.
He probably could. He's a good player. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Really, yeah. Who do you guys think will be? Sorry, I just want to ask. Who do you guys? If you had to bet, right? You have to pick one player. You're going to bet on one player to be the top scorer for this tournament. Who do you think is going to be?
Wow.
There's a few to choose between, isn't there? There really is. But who do you think? I think the favourite's Mbappe, isn't it? The favourite's Mbappe, but I don't think it's going to be him.
Harry Kane.
Could be Harry Kane. It could be. Be.
It's going to be one who may do a hat trick in one game, maybe have one or two in the other group games, and then that would be enough to make him top goal scorer.
Whoever plays against North Macedonia, that's it. That being said, North Macedonia beat Germany. So,
Lukaku's another shout. Yeah. Be interesting to see. Yeah.
Kiefer Moore.
Kiefer Moore for Wales.
Yeah, well.
Why don't you say Bale? That's the most obvious one.
I tell you, I'd be fuming if we play as false number 9 tomorrow against freaking Switzerland. I would be fuming. Kiefer Moore, 20 goals for Cardiff in a 22 goals for Cardiff in a championship. He will rip. If he plays, he'll score tomorrow. He'll score against Turkey. I don't think he'll score against Italy, but yeah. No,
they don't just hand out the goals. Brownie. They don't just give them out. You don't just kind of with a tray walk up there and they just hand you the goals. You know that, right?
They don't just all walk off the pitch and say, "Here you go, just go and score. Just go and get the ball in the net."
I'll give you someone. I'm gonna check it out. Check out on the thing now. Does Mandzukic still play up front for Croatia?
Not sure.
I got picked. I'll double check.
Nah.
I'm thinking he could have a couple against Scotland. He could have one or two.
It's got to be one of the big teams because if you think it's got to be someone who's going to get to the quarterfinal, semi-final.
Yeah, a big team will have more games for them to play in.
Yeah, because initially I was thinking Lewandowski, obviously for Poland. But then you're thinking Poland they're not really going to go anywhere, are they? They're not going to get through, probably past the second round.
Mandzukic isn't in the squad.
Yeah, Mandzukic
is in the squad. Oh, well, right. Well, that could have been another 20 quid down the drain, then, yeah.
I was just going to say, a bit difficult for him to be the top scorer if he's not even fucking in it. I mean, yeah.
If you want to go,
Well,
if you want to go,
someone like
you want to go
that-
really
someone like
crazy
that,
and put a
I'm
lot.
thinking, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say you want to go a little crazy and throw a lot of money. You go Timo Werner will just come out and
Yeah,
put
Timo
like
Werner.
put like 100 pounds on that or something like that,
Oh,
and then you're probably gonna win a lot of money because there's no way anybody's expecting him to even come close to the goal, much less be the top scorer.
It's painful watching him try and score goals, isn't it? It really is.
I mean, that was funny when they
You
showed
know
him
what
warming
dark
up,
horse
and
for?
they showed him warming up, and they're like, "Wow, the
What
ball
was
almost hit the camera."
Did you see that photo? Did you see that photo after a Champions League final where he was pressing the badge? And he
even missed the badge. Brilliant. He even missed the badge. I know, it's fantastic. I love that. It's really good. But Brownie said there was a dark horse. You said, who do you think is a dark horse for the top goal scorer?
No, dark horse for the team, I mean, right?
Oh,
It's
right.
Holland.
Okay.
Holland.
Yeah, they're always a good team, aren't they? I mean, normally always a good team. Yeah.
Van der Beek
You
is
never
not
know what you're going to
he's
get with
injured
them.
now, isn't he?
Yeah, it's true. You never know what you're going to get, like Steve said. Yeah, they're like what's his name? Forrest Gump's box of chocolates, aren't they? You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, they'll either turn up and finish third, or they'll absolutely get kicked out of the group stages.
Yeah,
or
without scoring a goal or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Who plays up front for them? Dubai, is it? Memphis Dubai, is it?
Depay is up there. Yeah, he's up there in the front.
Well, he's not bloody that good, is he?
And they've got that. What's his name? Oh, I forget his name. Marlon or something like that, isn't he? I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
he's
talented. He's talented.
Very talented. But their centre back pairing is going to be good, isn't it? If Van Dijk is fit, you've got De Ligt and Van Dijk. Now that's a solid centre pairing right there.
And Wijnaldum in the middle.
And we've got Wijnaldum in the middle. He's okay. He's not fantastic, is he? Come on, let's be honest.
Well, they also have, if Newcastle fans remember, Luke De Jong as well up front.
Yeah.
The man who couldn't score for Toffee. Got Quincy Promes as well. Yeah.
It's got some good players. I mean, they've got a decent squad. But I don't think they're not that, they're not top level, are they really? I mean,
nah, they have some good individuals.
No. When you compare that squad, to the likes of France, Italy, Germany, England, it's not quite the same, is it?
What would the odds be on De Bruyne scoring top goal scorer, a midfielder? Remember?
Well, he's a good goal scorer. He knows where the goal is. That's for sure. He takes
penalties as well. He takes penalties as well.
Takes penalties, set pieces. Yep. He could be in with a shout. De Bruyne, he could be in with a shout. That's for sure. Yeah. That's a good outside, little outside bet there for sure. I know Brownie's gonna go down the bookies tomorrow.
Hey, come on. Hey, you know me and my bets, Sam. You know me and my bets. Ray is still waiting for his gentleman's.
I'm still waiting for my money. You haven't given me my money yet.
Well, we were meant to be going to Italy. We meant to be going to India. Sorry, India.
Yeah, let's go to India now. That'll be a laugh.
Yeah, I know. I was going to buy you a donkey or a cow or something in India.
Bloody hell, Jesus.
Right, tomorrow's games. Let's go on to tomorrow's games. 3 games tomorrow. We forget about Wales. We talk about them so much now. This one will be an interest to you, obviously, Sam. Finland, Denmark.
Yeah,
that's
you go first in this one.
Derby.
Scandinavian. I think Danish are slight favourites there, in my opinion.
They've got luck for me.
They've got better. For me, they've got a better team, but you never know with the Finns. all of a sudden they can put together a couple of goals. I just think Denmark are a more solid team. I just think they are.
Steve.
Yeah.
Sam? What's your prediction for tomorrow? Score prediction. Come on.
Yeah, I think we're looking at I think we can look at maybe a 2-0 to Denmark. I think 2-0 to Denmark for over Finland.
Okay, Steve.
Yeah, I mean Finland have beaten Greece, but then who hasn't recently? I think Finland have some decent players. Like they got big boy Timu Pukki up front. But I think the Danish are but I think the Danes are next level. I think it's going to be a scrappy derby, 1-0 win for Denmark.
And Gary?
Yeah, I had to look at the teams just to see who's on them, and I know more on the Danish team, so I guess that's where I'm going to go, and I think it's an easy choice.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. I think 1-0's. Yeah.
I'm going to go draw. I know Finland aren't a Finlander before, where they had Jai Litmanen,
What a player he was.
Mixu Patalainen, and who was at Liverpool centre half?
Kupia.
Yeah, Sami Upia. I think Finland maybe very much like Wales. Maybe a tournament or two a bit too soon for them because the youngsters haven't even come through at the clubs properly yet. But it'll be a good experience for them. But I fancy a draw. I've never really rated Denmark for many years.
They're not exactly a prolific goal scoring team, are they? Denmark. They normally struggle to score. They haven't got the most prolific goal scorers and that. Christian Eriksen in midfield. He is a set piece taker, but he doesn't really score. He doesn't really score many goals in tournaments. He doesn't really score many goals in tournaments either, does he? So yeah.
No, I'm going to go for a boring 0-0 if I'm honest with you. Right, the other one. Sorry.
I said it could very well be a 0-0. Could very well be that, yeah.
Yeah. The other one is Belgium against Russia. Viva Russia. Well, not Viva Russia no more. She's out of my life now. So, Puta Russia.
Puta Russia. Puta Putin.
Is that for real? For real?
Like for real. It's
we're past the 2-week mark now, a 3-week mark, aren't you? Normally it was always every 2 weeks.
She's changed her number now.
Bloody hell, you're right, bloody hell. You must be stalking her. Anyway, no, I mean Belgium. Belgium obviously the favourites there because as we were saying earlier, Russia, they're not quite the team they used to be. They've got a couple of decent players. One of the players listen, I don't really follow these Russian players a lot, but they had that young player. What's his name? Golovin or something like that.
Yeah, Golovin. Yeah, I think
Golovin. He was a big star just a few years ago, young star. He hasn't really taken that next level step up, has he? They're saying the big teams were after him, and he didn't really get.
He's from Monaco.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but there was talk of him going a few years ago when he was like 18, and he was a big star in one of these tournaments. Something Golovin, isn't he? Yeah, because he's
Golovin.
A player. He looked good. He looked good when he was 18 years old a few years ago, but hasn't really taken that next step up. But yeah, I mean the Russians. I don't really know if they've got many very good players at the moment. I don't really Russian players. I don't really follow them that much, to be honest.
A lot of them are homegrown.
Yeah, and they're not very nomadic, the Russians. You don't tend to see too many outside of Russia, as far as I'm aware.
That's always been the case. That's always been the case. Yeah. Even in even though the Iron Curtain has come down, the Russians still don't really travel around Europe.
Yeah, it's true. I'm looking at only four of their players play outside the country.
They've got that. What's his name? That he's very overrated in my opinion. That Yaluchenko, his name is Yarmolenko. I can't remember his name now. That he's a midfielder, I think. Yeah,
Yarmolenko's Ukrainian.
Oh, he's Ukrainian. Sorry, I thought he was Russian. Right? Okay, yeah.
Well, they got Dennis Churzev.
He's so overrated. He's so overrated, Cheryshev.
Overrated, yeah. That's right. Gone are the days where they had Rats and Kuznetsov, Belanov,
Zagoev. He's a good player.
I mean, I
Belgium are favourites, aren't they? Belgium. I can see Belgium winning that game. Yeah.
I can see maybe 1 or 2 now.
Yeah, I think Belgium.
So I'm going for 2-0. Gary, what you going for?
Yeah, I'm thinking they might have a lot of fun. So I'm gonna actually go 3-0. I think they have enough firepower to do that. Once they get one in, I think it's off to the races at that point. So if they watch today's game, and they realize, what, you got to take your chances. And there's Stefan. Yeah. So I could see them 3-0.
Steve?
Yeah, I'm with Gary. I think the Russians are going to get slapped with a Belgian waffle, and it's going to be 3-0.
Yeah, slapped with a Belgian waffle. Yeah.
Hey, I didn't know where that comment was going to go then, Steve. If I'm honest with you.
I'm keeping it PG. Don't worry.
Have you ever been slapped with a Belgian waffle?
we got cheddar. We got cheddars in the chat, so I didn't know where the hell it was going.
What does a Belgian waffle mean to you in Norway?
Oh, don't even start.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
And Sam, what's you?
Yeah, I reckon 2-0 to Belgium. I think Belgium will win that game quite comfortably, to be honest. Yeah. What's the third game?
Yeah, that's it. Well, the Wales game is earlier. All right, let's go on the Wales game. That's the first game actually tomorrow. So Gary, what's your thing on the Wales game?
The Wales game. Who are they playing again? They're playing Switzerland. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. I'm gonna. Yeah, I want you to be happy, but I can't see it.
I'm going to see this Switzerland squad. Go on, you carry on. You carry on.
Yeah. I want you to be happy, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, you do have, you got Bale and Ramsey. They could show up, but I don't think they can do it. I'm going to go. Like I said, I think.
Shaqiri. I forgot he had Shaqiri.
Yeah, Switzerland will win this one. I think it'll be tight, but I think they'll win it 1-0.
Shaqiri, my God, he looks like he looks like he's on steroids, doesn't he? That guy.
Yeah, he's built. And he's not even that tall.
Yeah, he's 5 foot high on steroids. Yeah.
I mean, you can only really go with what kind of clubs they play for, and well. Anyway, fuck it. Whatever.
I can see a draw in that game. To be honest, I can see that game ending up a draw.
Yeah, I can as well.
That's not the worst result in the world to get a draw. If you get a draw against them, beat Turkey and lose to Italy, that's still you possibly vying for qualifying even by third place. So
yeah. The key guy tomorrow, I think, will be Dan James. I think. Because
he could have it, yeah.
Because the fact that we could well double up on Bale naturally, and it will leave gaps elsewhere in the pitch. I think Dan James could exploit those gaps. I think. So you heard it from me. First goal scorer, Dan James. There you go.
Possible.
But then again, according to Stephen, it'll be more Belgian waffle.
It'll be Swiss chocolate there.
Swiss chocolate. Yeah.
Right, guys. Let's not go on ahead. Thank you ever so much for joining me on the first Euro 2020. I still got to give it in my head. 2020, but playing in 2021. Right, Euro 2020 daily update or daily roundup, guys. I've got watch-alongs. I've got the roundup tomorrow night. You feel more than welcome to join whenever. If you come in on the Welsh watch-along, just prepare yourself that I may not be a happy bunny. That's all I'm going to ask. But I'd say you're more than welcome. And people in the chat, if you ever want to come in, apart from Steve D, because he's already doing my head in at 11:30 at night. But more than welcome. Hopefully it's the first show of, I've enjoyed it. Been chilled out. No stress. Right. Thanks a lot, guys. Many thanks.
Cheers.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Come on, Wales. Fucking get
Cheers,
it.
lads. Cheers, lads. Good night.
Good night.
Cheers, boys.